Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Big hello to the new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing. This is going to be one more little follow-up video on this 1971 25 horsepower Johnson, because I failed to mention a couple things in my last video. In part one of this, there was something making a noise, making a kind of a screeching noise and everything. I wanted to show you what that is, and then I also didn't go over what I did and decided to do with the electric choke. So let's look at those. But before we do that, they're at it again. It says, in the newspapers, it says the dog dies after being attacked by the bear. It sure does. So the bars are at it again and eating up the puppy doggies. Yeah, lady let her two doogies out in the middle of the night to go do their business. The bear was there. She heard a bunch of racket. One dog come running back in the house. The other dog didn't. Turns on some lights. Bear goes waddling away. Dog's laying there all chewed up. Big bloody bear paw prints on her SUV. The bars are at it again. Oh my. Alright, so first thing, the choke situation. It had an electric choke mounted right down in here. I took that out, and the choke was like right here, and it had some linkages coming up to here. I took all that out, and then I went out to my carburetor bin where I keep my parts carburetors, and I got this whole screw, this lever, the springs, all of it. And I took what was here, because it was different. It was shaped different. It didn't have this little piece. When I pull the electric, or the manual choke now, you can see this piece hits, and that shuts the butterfly. Well, that other one, this was gone. It had this, and that was it. And that went down and hooked to another piece of connection there for the electric choke. So I needed this so that the manual choke would work. So I took this whole thing off of a donor and put it on there, and now the choke works just fine. Now, what was making that hideous screeching? Well, let's look at that. It was this. It was the remnants of the gear shift safety lock interlock to stop you from being able to start it in gear, I guess. But I don't know what that was. That's what was left. It was tucked in there, and this was rubbing on the flywheel. So I just took it out and put the bolt with a washer back in there. If the owner truly wants to order that part, he can do so. But that's what it was. It was a safety interlock that came around. It goes up under there, and it was scratching on the flywheel, and that's what was making that noise. So I thought you might want to, I forgot to mention that and left that out. So thought I would give a little update and let you know that's what I did with the choke. That's what the noise was. And so I've done up a bill, and I'm going to call the owner and have him come over here and pick this little gem up. But when he gets here, I'm going to have a little something to say to him. And this is what I'm going to say. This little Johnson outboard does look rough. For 40 plus years, you tried to kill it. This little Johnson was tough. For 40 plus seasons, without good reason, you put her up soaking wet. Oh, but this little Johnson out, she ain't dead yet. Well, I cleaned up your carburetor, I changed out your water pump, I set these points, I lubed those joints, put fresh oil on those gears. Ah, before I go, advice you need to hear: take care of the Johnson outboard, son. It'll last 50 more years. 50 more years. Oh, she'll last maybe 60 more years. Yeah. Nice propeller on it. Nice tilt trim unit, which is what I'm wanting to get. She seized up. Probably went swimming on a Chaparral 15 that's full of water. Upside down floating gas tanks. Oh, she's a beauty. But I'm gonna see if I can get my mittens on this guy, because I could use that tilt trim motor set up, and I like that 4-bladed brand new prop. Don't look like it's hardly been ever used. None of the edges have even the lightest nick on it. So now I gotta find the owner. Poor little Mercury. Abuse. Okay, so it says 65 Mercury jet. So does this make this actually a 75? And you can see the jet has been replaced. So what is the issue with this motor? Well, I think I found it. It has a hole clean through the top. There's what's left of the con rod. Oh my, I think she lost Spock. Kaboom! She's got a hole. It's a 3-cylinder that went to 2. You understand? This thing ain't a 2-stroke, a 4-stroke, or a 3-stroke. It's a no-stroke. But boy, look at them good parts. And the thing about it, the guy that brought it to me said he was running along just fine when it went boom. So there's a nice toothed flywheel, starters, solenoids, relays, tank, 3 nice carbs. I don't know if the tilt trim on this one, I think it would be too big to put in my Classic 50 because it's different. Because if you look at the badly abused Classic 50 I just showed you hanging off the Chaparral boat, it's different than this, and that motor is pretty much exactly like mine. So I was hoping I could see the numbers on this thing, but yeah. So I'm going to be parting this one out. Lots of good stuff on there. Yeah. Sure is big, the bonnet and everything for a 65. That's why I'm wondering if it ain't, like I know on a Yamaha, if you buy say a 30 jet, the power head will actually be a 40. I don't know if Mercury's the same, but when he first brought it here I thought it was a 4-stroke because the bonnet's so big, but it's a 2-stroker. If anybody knows if that power head is larger than an actual 65, let me know. Boy, anybody need a good lower unit? You know it's good. He was cruising along when she went boom. Oh well, I'll be back. Okay, that's the Big Twin 40 1984 version of that motor. I've had a few people ask me questions about that engine. If you look on YouTube, and I looked all over YouTube, you will not find one, at least other than mine, that I saw a video of that had the electronic ignition, power pack, modern coils, modern primer. And so I looked up the history on this motor a little bit. And all right, the Big Twin 40, they made it all the way from back in the late 50s up through the 60s into the 70s, changing things like the hoods, the bonnets, appearance, stuff like that. Essentially the same engine though. They made it all the way up till 1976. Then they discontinued it. If you look on the EvinrudeUSA.com website, look under parts, and then it'll give you the years. Click on the year, and then it gives you the horsepowers. There is no 40 for 1977. It goes from 35 to 50. Alright, then the Big Twin 2-cylinder, 1 carburetor motor was gone until 1983. And in 1983, they reintroduced it as an exact copy of the 1976. It still had points, magneto, points and condenser motor in 1983. and then they offered it all the way up till 1986 in that configuration, still using the points and the condensers in the recreational version of it. Well, in 1984, they put out a commercial version of it. That's the one that I have. And you can tell it by the little fins that I was showing you I was tapping on with my shoe. The commercial model will have those little fins, and in the serial numbers, it'll start with a W. All right, so in 84, the one I have is a WRLA. And the W indicates commercial. That's what Evinrude used at that time to denote their commercial motors, was a W. All right, and so from 84, 85, and 86, they offered the big twin, 2-cylinder, single carb, 40 horsepower, available with the CDI and the updated electronic ignitions. That's the only thing that's different. You know, I mean, as far as the main engine goes, it's the same, except for the earlier models are going to have a different shape crank that a cam is slid down on to work the points, the breaker points. So if you want a big twin 40 and you want one that has the modern CDI and ignition on it, you've got to get a commercial, starts with a W, in the years of 84, 85, and 86. In 1987, the motor went away completely. It was gone, done. So 84, 85, and 86, the big twin, prefaced with the W on the serial number, will have the modern CDI ignition points. And I can tell just by looking at it, it would bolt right into a pan, a leg of an older one from, say, 75. You could bolt that engine right in. It would go right in. And so that's the skinny on that big twin 40 I got. It's a 1984 commercial model. And that's what will get you there. So if you're looking for that particular model and you want it to have the CDI, 84, 85, and 86, commercial model W, that'll get you one. That's going to be the end of this video and this rambling. So thanks for watching.